Let the party begin. Yes, yes. Oh, you're squishing my head. Oh no. 4 years, the iconic Rachael Ray has wowed millions with her simple and unique 30-minute meals. She will always be remembered as a pioneer who made cooking easy for the masses. Countless people could relate to her, and many enjoyed her fun-to-watch cooking shows. But life hasn't always been kind to her, and she has faced her own battles against the loss of family members, baseless allegations, cheating scandals, and numerous criticisms. How can you resist this smile? Join us today as we take a peek behind the curtains and discover the tragedy and heartbreak Rachael experienced. From the beginning of her career, Rachael's early life and budding career began in the modest town of Glen Falls, New York, on August 25, 1968. Rachael's early life was steeped in a rich blend of Sicilian, French, Scottish, and Welsh heritage. This unique blend didn't only shape her vibrant and engaging personality, but it later became one of the key ingredients in her culinary creations. Her incredible journey into the world of cooking had humble beginnings under the roof of a home where the kitchen was the center of activity. Rachael's mother, Elsa Prinzescuer, was a simple restaurant manager. Under her watchful eye, a young Rachael began to learn the ins and outs of the kitchen when she was only 8. Rachael moved to Lake George, New York, with her family. This scenic new town further nurtured her budding culinary passion and allowed Elsa to manage several restaurants in New York's Capital District, including a bustling Howard Johnson's restaurant near the lively Gaslight Village amusement park. This setting turned out to be perfect for young Rachael, who found herself surrounded not just by food, but also by the vibrant personalities of entertainers and diners who frequented the area. It was here, amidst the clatter of dishes and the chatter of customers, that Rachael's dream of a life in food began to take shape. By her teenage years, Rachael was already familiar with the back end of restaurant life, as she had spent countless hours in kitchens where her mother worked. For Elsa, this was not just a job. It was a way of connecting with her heritage and her community, and that was something that deeply resonated with Rachael's young, impressionable mind. So, she decided to work part-time at Sutton's Marketplace in Queensbury, New York. But she was doing more than just serving food. She was absorbing every intricate detail about customer service and food preparation. This job also gave her a chance to engage with the community through local commercials. And it was obvious how important this was to Rachael because she often recalled the sea of donuts and grilled raisin bread in her television episodes. Rachael did not neglect her education. She graduated from Lake George Junior and Senior High School. But she soon accepted the fact that the conventional academic path was just not for her. Her passion for the culinary arts forced her to make a life-altering decision to drop out of Pace University, where she was pursuing a degree in communication. Rachael realized that her true classroom was the kitchen and her textbooks were recipes and ingredients. This was a major step, and it completely committed her to follow her heart's desire for culinary success. The lively streets of New York City had been calling out to Rachael for a while, and in 1995, she finally decided to move to the city that never sleeps. With nothing but her culinary passion driving her, she landed her first gig at Mac's Marketplace candy counter. And even here, Rachael's talent, hard work, and determination did not go unnoticed. Soon after, she was offered a promotion to buyer in accessories at Mac's, but Rachael knew that her heart lay in food, not fashion accessories. So, looking to align her career with her passion, she accepted a job at a specialty food store, Agata and Valentina. This job was more in tune with her interests and allowed her to dive deeper into the world of gourmet food. It was here that she honed her skills, learning about the nuances of specialty ingredients, food pairings, and what it takes to run a successful food business. Each day provided her with new learning opportunities, from figuring out the complicated supply chain of exotic ingredients to mastering the art of customer engagement. But the bustling streets and countless opportunities in the big city also exposed her to a darker side of the city. During the late 1990s, just a few years after moving to New York, Rachael experienced some terrifying incidents. She was mugged not once, but twice in a single week. These chilling moments would eventually drive her to leave the Big Apple for good. The first incident occurred in the lobby of her own apartment building in Queens as she was returning home, unaware of the impending danger. A young assailant followed her into the building. Suddenly, he shoved her face against the door, pressed a gun into her back, and demanded her bag. In a moment of sheer panic, Rachel's quick thinking allowed her to defend herself. She flipped the top of the mace her father had given her for protection, turned around, and started screaming at her attacker. This bold response allowed her to fend off the robber, preventing him from taking her belongings. She managed to save herself, but just for the moment, because the same mugger returned the following week, much more aggressive than before. This time, he confronted Rachel in an alley, where he brutally assaulted her, using his gun to beat her severely. Rachel later described the attack as if the mugger wanted to take her life, a traumatic experience that left her deeply shaken. These violent experiences forced Rachel to make the significant decision to leave the chaos and the threats of the city for the relative safety of upstate New York. She moved back to the Adirondacks, where she took on the role of managing Mr. Brown's Pub at the Sagamore, a prestigious hotel on Lake George. This turned out to be a blessing for her, as the new position allowed her to blend her culinary skills with her knack for hospitality, enhancing the dining experience for guests in a scenic setting. After her successful stint at the pub, Rachel managed to advance her career further by becoming a buyer at Cohen & Lell, a gourmet market in Albany. Here, she deepened her expertise in selecting high-quality products and ingredients. These early years of Rachel's life laid the foundation for her future success. The small breakthroughs, life lessons, and her hard work eventually paved the way for her rise to fame. On-screen presence this episode highlighted the intense scrutiny public figures often face regarding their personal health and the challenges of navigating privacy and public speculation. Throughout her career, Rachael Ray's health struggles with her vocal cords have significantly impacted both her professional engagements and her personal life. Her openness about these challenges has not only shed light on the difficulties of managing chronic health issues, but also shown the world her resilience and dedication to her craft. Family tragedies and feuds have also marked Rachael Ray's life. She has been pretty open about her family and has often spoken about how much they mean to her. She holds her mother in the highest regard because Elsa has been the most influential in her life and career. Rachael has said that her mother is not only her favorite cook, but also her most cherished person. This deep bond between mother and daughter was clear as daylight when Elsa accompanied her during her first appearance on the Today Show, which was a pivotal moment in Rachel's career. It was comforting for her to have her mother by her side when Rachael was truly exposed to the national audience and catapulted into the spotlight, eventually leading to her connection with the Food Network. But beneath this warm public persona, Rachael has had her share of family tragedies and disputes, which have tested the bonds between her and her family and affected her public image as well. One of the most heart-wrenching incidents occurred in November 2013, involving Rachel's aunt, Geraldine Dominica Sir. Her aunt, who was 77 years old at the time, tragically passed away in circumstances that would lead to a painful family feud. She was watching over Rachel's mother's house during a cold spell in upstate New York. On a particularly freezing day, she stepped outside to feed the birds but accidentally locked herself out. Desperate to get back inside, she attempted to break a window but collapsed from the cold and was not discovered until the next day. The aftermath of this tragedy sparked an intense family dispute, particularly with Rachel's cousin, who publicly blamed Rachael for her aunt's death. Rachael was accused of being negligent in caring for Geraldine. In an interview, Rachel's cousin Gina Mesnick revealed that her mother, Geraldine, was paid $300 a week to look after the house but was never given a key. Gina also highlighted the fact that once breaking a window to get in did not work, her mother also tried to enter the house through the garage door via keypad, but that too had been disconnected without informing her. These accusations were fueled by further allegations that Geraldine's existing lung problems contributed to her collapse, making the situation appear as a direct result of negligence on Rachel's part. To add to the already complicated situation, Rachael and her husband were notably absent from Geraldine's funeral. This absence was due to prior work commitments, but it did not sit well with some family members. Rachel's cousin Gina, in particular, was vocally critical of her for not attending the funeral, labeling the absence as inexcusable and reflective of a lack of caring. This feud was not just a private matter anymore. It spilled into the public view, with tabloids and media outlets picking up the story, casting Rachael in a controversial light. Rachel's brother defended her, stating that other family members were not upset with her decision to miss the funeral and understood her work obligations. However, The damage to Rachel's public image was significant, especially for someone whose whole public persona is based on familial warmth and reliability. Marital challenges have also been part of Rachel's life. She married John M. Cusimano on September 24, 2005, in a beautiful Tuscan castle in Montello, Italy. John, being a musician, actor, and lawyer, was an established personality himself and has often appeared alongside Rachael in several media appearances, including her TV shows and across her social media platforms, showcasing their life together to her vast audience. The couple's seemingly perfect union has been celebrated, including a return to the Tuscan castle where they exchanged vows, surrounded by family and friends, including many notable celebrities. They even renewed their vows at this location in 2015. However, despite the public displays of unity and affection, their marriage has not been without its challenges, particularly concerning allegations of infidelity that have surfaced. Rumors of John's infidelity first gained media attention with claims that he had an affair with a woman from Florida, whom he allegedly met in New York in the year 2000. Reports suggested that this affair was not just a fleeting moment but lasted for several years, involving financial transactions and even drug use. These allegations escalated with further accusations that John had been involved with up to 6 other women. Despite the lack of solid evidence to support these claims, such rumors have not died down and have only complicated their marriage, placing Rachael in an uncomfortable public spotlight. Rachael Ray, however, has constantly defended her husband throughout these tumultuous times. In a 2007 interview with People magazine, she addressed these rumors head-on. Rachael revealed that she knows of her husband's activities and his whereabouts all the time, and that has been the case ever since they married. She emphasized the strength of their communication, noting that they have spoken every day since the night they first met. However, the situation further intensified in 2013 when allegations surfaced that Cusimano was a regular at a New York City swingers club called Checkers. The couple's publicist officially denied these allegations and dismissed the reports as another pack of lies by the National Enquirer. Rachel's various business ventures have also faced legal struggles. In July 2008, Rachael embarked on another venture that was close to her heart, merging her love for animals with her entrepreneurial skills. She launched Nutrish, a brand of pet food inspired by the recipes she created for her beloved pit bull, Isabo. The mission was to provide good, healthy food for pets, and all proceeds from Nutrish sales were directed to Rachael's rescue, the charity founded by Rachael herself to help at-risk animals, showing her commitment to animal welfare. But this noble journey was not without its bumps. As a celebrity endorsing a product, Rachael faced intense scrutiny and was often held accountable for every aspect of the product, despite not being involved in the day-to-day operations or manufacturing. The pet food line came under legal fire when controversies regarding its ingredients surfaced. In 2018, a $5 million lawsuit was filed against Nutrish, claiming that the so-called natural dog food contained the herbicide glyphosate, which contradicted the brand's natural and healthy image. The lawsuit claimed this was false advertising, sparking a wave of public outrage directed largely at Rachael Ray herself. The case was initially dismissed in 2019 due to a lack of specificity, but the damage to Rachel's brand was already done, and she bore the brunt of media criticism. But the legal woes for Nutrish and Rachael did not just end there. In 2020, another lawsuit surfaced, further tarnishing the brand's reputation. The lawsuit alleged that tests revealed real dog DNA to be present in the food and that it contained more than 6 ingredients contrary to what was advertised. This legal case was also eventually dismissed, but each battle just invited more public scrutiny on Nutrish, questioning the integrity of the brand and, by extension, Rachael herself. Even through all these trying cases, Rachael Ray's passion for animal welfare never wavered, and she kept using her platform. Rachael Ray has consistently motivated people to provide better care for animals. Despite receiving praise and love from millions of her fans worldwide, she has also faced her fair share of challenges from peers within the culinary community.